I rise today to provide the House with an update on government's electoral reform work being advanced through the ministry responsible for the Cabinet Office and Digital Innovation in consultation with the Parliamentary Registrar and other relevant stakeholders. Mr. Speaker, the work continues to be organized around 4 pillars: voter access and registration, how people register to vote and access their ballot; Election Day processes and administration, what happens at the polling stations on Election Day; campaign and election finance, how campaigns are financed; and government and governance and oversight, how the Parliamentary Registrar's Office is run. Our path is practical. We're looking for fixes that work in the real conditions of Bermuda's elections, not just in a textbook. Mr. Speaker, voter access and registration. To ensure feasibility, the Ministry is collaborating with the Parliamentary Registrar to align any proposals with the operational requirements of election and voter administration. We've also continued discussions with subject matter experts on absentee and electronic overseas voting solutions, focusing on what is secure, verifiable, and workable in Bermuda. It is not just about adapting technology for its own sake. It's about understanding options, understanding risks, and ensuring that any potential model maintains integrity and public trust. Election Day processes and administration. The next step is to talk with political parties and independent representatives about their experiences in the last election. Gathering their feedback will help us create a detailed playbook outlining procedures for polling stations. Since our elections have shifted from being mainly two-party to include more parties and independents, it is crucial to set clear rules for Election Day activities at polling stations. Our goal is to ensure our election procedures are consistent and enforced everywhere, regardless of the location or number of candidates. Campaign and election finance. The Ministry is continuing targeted research and benchmarking on potential campaign finance rules. This work is being assessed through an integrity and financial crime lens. We want to ensure that political finance rules are consistent with Bermuda's anti-money laundering and countering the finance of terrorism standards. We will ensure our electoral framework is not exposed to illicit funds, including proceeds of crime. This includes carefully examining potential gaps, unintended exemptions, and practical compliance expectations so the rules are clear, proportionate, and capable of application. Mr. Speaker, we are basing our efforts on established guidelines and insights from the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, as well as election reports from CARICOM and the Organization of American States. By monitoring the regional elections and their findings, we will ensure Bermuda's reforms reflect practical lessons rather than theoretical or political motivated changes. Mr. Speaker, governance and oversight. This pillar will equip the Parliamentary Registrar to run elections efficiently. Discussing updates with the Parliamentary Elections Act is essential for effective electoral reform. As we modernize, it is important to provide the Registrar with the tools needed to operate properly. Mr. Speaker, since my last update to this Honorable House in December 2025, our public engagement has continued. We've held a series of town halls across the island, appeared on radio talk shows, and received email suggestions, and those conversations are producing consistent and useful direction. People want easier access to the ballot and clearer processes. They also raise legitimate concerns about verification, election integrity, and confidence in outcomes. They're also concerned about campaign financing and seemingly inconsistent Election Day rules regarding polling stations. Mr. Speaker, at each town hall meeting, radio show, and online interview, a common thread emerges. People are genuinely appreciative that we are taking the time to hear their thoughts before any changes are made. Their feedback has played a pivotal role in expanding our list of possible adjustments for the future working group to review. We are committed to genuinely valuing the voices of Bermudian residents and view public engagement as more than just fulfilling a requirement. Feedback from town halls, radio shows, polls, emails, and interviews are being consolidated into key themes and questions. This analysis forms potential legal changes, administrative actions for the registrar, necessary verification safeguards, and oversight measures. The findings are being organized for the Electoral Working Group's review in the next governance stage. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry has drafted terms of reference for the Electoral Reform Working Group that is not yet established. Preparations include selecting diverse members who include a balanced group with relevant expertise. Once formed, the group will promptly evaluate proposals for legality, feasibility, and enforceability, operational impact, implementation readiness, and public confidence. The goal is to form the group by March 30th and complete this work within 6 to 8 weeks. Mr. Speaker, the date the necessary legislation is to be tabled in this Honorable House remains September 2026. However, public engagement remains ongoing. The contact list remains open for residents and organizations who wish to stay engaged and receive updates, and the Ministry's informational materials remain available to those who wish to review the reform areas and provide informed feedback. Mr. Speaker, this work is moving deliberately, and we are listening, analyzing, testing options, and strengthening governance around decision-making so that reforms improve access while protecting integrity. I will continue to provide further updates to this Honorable House as key milestones are reached. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Minister.